Hi besties, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanner and this is my Esoterica, where I aim to bring you all comfort and guidance from a place of comfort, and often in my pajamas still, my bed. This is going to be a timeless them and you reading for the sign of Virgo. So it is my intention that this video will find you when it needs to find you, when you are dealing with a connection that you have with somebody that maybe you need a little extra guidance on. I tend to channel more, I feel, soul contracts and like twin flame sort of dynamics, because I myself am a twin flame and I'm also going through these motions, or have at any given point in time. So how this reading will go is I will clarify the already getting a little tongue-tied. I will clarify the energy surrounding you, your person, and the energy between you with a Wisdom of the Oracle card. Then we will clarify the energies that you and your person are in, with an archetype card and an animal spirit card. So I find that the Wisdom of the Oracle cards are good for like clarifying the energies around a situation or around a person, and the archetypes and the animal cards are good for like pinpointing exactly how a person is feeling, like their personality, more personality type stuff. But after we go through those, we will clarify the Wisdom of the Oracle cards with a 3-card tarot pull. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then I will further clarify those tarot card readings with 2 additional tarot cards each. So we'll end up with 3-card tarot readings, usually pretty good at offering a fair amount of depth. And then we will close out your reading by getting a channeled message from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck, just kind of like summing up the energies that are going on in all of your spreads, and giving you like a final piece of kind of like closing advice, if you will. And then we will close off your reading with a final Wisdom of the Oracle pull, specifically asking for Spirit's advice for you, our viewer. So without too much to do, we'll just go ahead and get into it. So thank you so much, Spirit, and you guys for being here today. I am so grateful for your love and support and all that stuff. Thank you, Spirit. Can I please get 1 card to show us our Virgo viewers' energy? What energy is our Virgo viewer currently in right now when it comes to this connection? Thank you, Spirit. What energy is our Virgo viewer currently in right now when it comes to this connection? What energy is our Virgo viewer in right now when it comes to this connection? I guess a very specific card wants to come out. So we'll shuffle and we'll try and pull again. Don't gotta be so secretive, Virgo. I'm not gonna do nothing but help you, or do my best to help you anyway. So we'll shuffle 1 more time. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. 1 card for our Virgo viewer. What energy are they currently in right now when it comes to this connection? Clean it up. So interesting, you got the card that Taurus did as well. So it seems like at the moment, Virgo, you're very focused on kind of clearing out your inner world. You know, a lot of the times we end up just like accumulating dust in our homes. And when I say our homes, I mean like our bodies and, you know, our psyches and all that stuff. So I feel like at the moment, when it comes to this connection, you're very focused on kind of clearing out your shadows and your triggers and things of that nature. Like I said, this card just came up for Taurus as well. So I will read from the guidebook as well, but let me go ahead and pull energies for your person and for the energy between you as well. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one Wisdom of the Oracle card for our Virgo viewers' person's energy? That's always a tongue twister for me. Thank you. One card for our Virgo viewers' person's energy. Our Virgo viewers' person's energy. Ooh. Thinker. So it seems like, they are very much in a reflective kind of mood right now. Like they're not really taking any action towards you or toward this connection at the moment. They're very much, I feel like your person is very much in, a contemplative, reflective kind of state of mind. Stick around for the guidebook though, because they often have messages in there that I don't pick up on intuitively. Thinker is also number 44, so 44 could be significant for you. 44 angel number. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one more card for the energy between our Virgo viewer and their person? I also should say it's my intention that your energy is on this side and your person's on this side. But if you find that the energies are kind of reversed or you resonate more with this side, then just switch the energies around. I just wanted to say that too, just in case. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one card for the energy between our Virgo viewer and their person? What is the energy between our Virgo viewer and their person? To be fair. So it seems like between you, things are coming back into balance. This is very much, justice energy, and wanting to bring balance back into a situation. So I feel like, perhaps both of you are hoping to bring balance back into this situation, or the energy between you guys is stabilizing in some way. Let's go ahead and read from the book for your side, Clean It Up. And I like to read the general oracle message in here as well as the love message, since this is a love reading too. So the essential meanings for Clean It Up, which is your energy, we have getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. So the oracle's message here is, ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself energetically by cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So yeah, like I said, it seems like you're really focused on clearing out your triggers, your shadows. Energetically, you're trying to, just let it all go and not be burdened by perhaps what's been going on in the situation. So the relationship message here is time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So there you go. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if that's the energy you're in, if you're working on clearing stuff out, just keep it up. That's a great place to be, Virgo. All right, let's look at Thinker, your person's energy. So Thinker, strategy, being analytical and logical. So the ability to reason and strategize is the focus right now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. So this also gives me very much like swords energy in general, like taking things at face value, being very logical, and discerning, and figuring stuff out, but like not not in the same way that you are, insofar as like clearing triggers necessarily, but it's just like they're focusing, I think, on their what they can focus on, like what's in front of them. Um, yeah. So the relationship message here is love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. So it seems like, yeah, your person's also trying to weigh the pros and cons of this situation, of this relationship. They're trying to figure out if, you know, it's, I don't want to say worth it to try to fix, but like they're just trying to figure stuff out. They're focused on what's in front of them, um, just in a general sense. I think they're trying to distract themselves also from this connection by trying to figure out what it is that they can focus on in their immediate world. Seems to be a running theme with masculines. If divine masculine, divine feminine resonates with you, but I think, yeah, your person's just trying to figure out what it is they actually want to do. I think they're kind of in this kind of in between energy. Like they're not quite. They're just trying to figure stuff out. They're trying to figure it out. That's what I'll say. I don't want to talk in circles forever because I can and I will. But yeah, so it seems like your person is trying to be analytical and logical about the situation and trying to, you know, just figure stuff out for themselves. The problem with that is, like this book just said, relationships and love aren't really logical a lot of the time, especially if this is a strong soul connection. But, you keep working on your stuff. You keep clearing out your stuff, and just let your person do their thing. When it comes to the energy between you, this to be fair card, the essential meanings here are balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, and the law of cause and effect. So the oracle's message here is life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis, to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So the relationship message here is, can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? Again, this is the energy between you. This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There is much to be learned, and you will learn it if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. So yeah, it seems like the energy between you and your person is coming back into some sort of balance or equilibrium. I think, a lot of that has to do with the work that you guys are both doing individually. I think your person is going to come to realize that they can't really logic their way out of the situation, even though that's what they're trying to do. And fours, again, this is number 44. Fours are all about stability and structure and that sort of stuff. So I feel like that's where your person is for sure. How long will they stay there? That's a different question altogether, right? But overall, that seems to be the energy surrounding you and your person and the energy between you. We're going to go ahead and pull an archetype card for you. Ideally, just one. This deck I've found is very talkative, and it likes to give me like sometimes like 5 or 6, and that is way too many. I've taken up to 3 for these kinds of readings, but hoping for just one because that makes my life a little bit easier. But okay, Spirit, thank you so much for all of your help and guidance so far. Can we please get an archetype card to further clarify the energies our Virgo viewer is currently in? What archetype are they currently embodying right now? Thank you, Spirit. What archetype is our Virgo viewer currently embodying? I'll do one more. All right. Let us pray as just one. Thank you, Spirit. What energy is our Virgo viewer currently embodying? Ooh, the animal. So it seems like you're kind of like in this energy of kind of trying to have fun and enjoy, you know, the ecstasies of life a little bit. That's very much what the animal's all about. So I think, you know, at the same time that you're trying to examine and clear out your energetic house, you're clearing out your energies and, you know, elevating in that way. I think part of that for you and your journey is learning to let go and have a little bit of fun, which is great. I think we all, especially with the times we're living in right now, sheesh. So I'll read it from the book as well, but let me go ahead and get your archetype for your person and see what they are currently embodying. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one, ideally, archetype card for our Virgo viewers person? What energy, what archetype are they currently embodying right now? One more. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. What energy is our Virgo viewers person? It's a tongue twister. What archetype are they currently embodying right now? Thank you, Spirit. What archetype is our Virgo viewers person currently embodying? I love these cards, but they're so hard to shuffle. I think it's the circle shape, but thank you, Spirit. What archetype is our Virgo viewers person currently embodying? The dead end. You see how that flew out, huh? So it seems like your person's kind of hitting a wall of sorts. The dead end is like, you know, no way to move forward, right? So I think your person is, you know, kind of banging their head against the wall a little bit, trying to make sense with this thinker energy of like what really is going on. And I think they're trying to, you know, think their way out of it, out of the connection. But the dead end, I think, is not, they're not able to really let go and do it in the way that they were hoping. So let's go ahead and read from the book what the animal for your energy is, which was number 19. There it is. The animal, the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf. So we are mammals. The hair on our chest and between our legs reminds us so. We try hard to deny our unrefined animalistic nature, yet through this archetype we tap into power and direction. Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. So maybe you're also trying to just like reconnect to nature right now. Maybe you're trying to ground yourself in nature, as animals do. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, and the social constructs and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. Girls just want to have fun. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. So yeah, I think you're clearing out your energies, you're connecting to nature, trying to ground yourself, and I think you're just trying to, yeah, enjoy life again, and not continue to be bogged down by everything that's likely happened, because I know how these soul connections go between you and your person. So let's go ahead and look at this dead end for your person's energy, and then we'll get into the animal cards. Underworld, the fault line. I must have skipped it, but I will find it. There it is. Okay, the dead end. Again, for your person, the closed door, the final chapter, the impasse. So, contrary to what its name implies, the dead end is very much alive. It is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned. It is thick, dense, uncompromising, a wall beyond all walls. With every bramble, thorn, and stone, it simply states, "No more, child. You have reached the last page of this chapter." It is natural to resist its very resistance and struggle even harder to make our way, to prove our point, to hold on to what was. In this way, we fight with life itself. From a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a beginning. There are doors opening all around you, just not the one you planned on walking through. If you are honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end becomes known as life's beginning. So yeah, it seems like your person is really, what did it say here? It is natural to resist its very resistance and struggle even harder to make our way, to prove our point, and to hold on to what was. I feel like that's what your person is doing. But it's getting, like I said, harder and harder for them to try to logic their way out of this connection, because they know that something deeper is at play here. So yeah, I feel like, they're not going to be able to continue moving in that direction much longer, before having to make some sort of change. But okay, cool. Let's go ahead and look at your animal cards here. And that will give us an even better insight into the energies you guys are in right now. And I love this deck. I love this author. She is amazing, and her artwork is amazing. And I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of tarot readers on YouTube using these animal cards. They're just that good. But I hope to get her actual tarot deck as well too. That's part of the series. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. Maybe you're trying to get into tarot as well. If so, highly recommend Kim Kranz and her style of art and such. Anyways, I'll do one more shuffle like that. So on the cut, we see the firefly and the beaver. The beaver's all about kind of like working on stuff, building up foundations, and I think beaver is big on family too. Fireflies, kind of moments of inspiration, but like that light coming on. But it says that the energy there is fleeting if you don't take advantage of it. So that might be at play for you as well. Maybe you are working on building something and are inspired to do it, or have these flashes of inspiration. But that light goes out with the firefly if you don't hop to it. So, and the beaver is all about hard work. So I feel like, there's a happy balance there. But that's not the energy that, you're actually in. That's just what's kind of at play with the cuts. Anyway, I guess I'm explaining how tarot works. You must be trying to get into tarot. Okay. Let's get one animal card for our Virgo viewers' energy. What energy is our Virgo viewer currently in right now? Thank you, Spirit. What animal best embodies our Virgo viewer? I guess that came out. The crocodile. So this is all about kind of like I don't want to say lurking and waiting, but kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to read it from the book because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So the crocodile, this is water energy. So resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. That's you. So I think, you know, you're regenerating in a way. I'm just going to read it. So crocodile, resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward, which I think you've done or are doing with that clean it up card. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait. This doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. So that's a great energy to be in, Virgo. It seems like, yeah, you're kind of disconnecting a little bit and you're going inwards and you're, you know, learning about your triggers. You're cleaning house in that way. You're elevating higher too in that respect by releasing those things. And then I think part of that journey for you of cleaning stuff up is enjoying life again and, you know, just trying to feel wild and free, and like not let these burdens hold you back from actually experiencing and enjoying life still, which is exactly what you should be doing. And I'm so proud of you if that is what you're doing. So yeah, it seems like, you know, yeah, you're resting, you're collecting your strength, and you're doing the inner work. Period. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing that, baby. Okay, so let's see what energy your person is in. I burped. I think that's a confirmation burp. Thank you, Spirit. And I don't know why confirmation burps come through. I've had sneezes as well. Spirit's funny in that way. All right, Spirit, thank you so much. Can we please get one animal card for our Virgo viewers person? What energy, what animal are they currently embodying right now? Or that is best representative of their energy? Ooh. The fox. So very much in line with this thinking energy, with this thinker energy. Clever. This is earth energy too, so very focused on their material world. And your crocodile is water energy, so emotions, which makes sense for what it seems like is going on between you guys. So let's go ahead and read the fox. I think I passed. There we go. The fox, smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. So the fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. So perhaps you know, feel like your person's a little mysterious, or maybe your person doesn't really see themselves very clearly either. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. So yeah, when in balance, it says magical, ingenious teacher, monogamous. When out of balance, they can be sneaky or unsure of their identity. And what did I just say? Perhaps your person doesn't even see themselves very clearly right now. To bring into balance, partnership and connection. So I think they're kind of like, they know that this connection means something, like deep down, intuitively. But they're really just trying to think their way out of it. But again, I don't think it's working, or it's not going to keep working for much longer with this dead end. So yeah, overall, you know, you're healing, you're trying to have fun, connect to the world, connect to, you know, your sense of play with the animal card, but you're also like, you know, taking a step back, you're collecting your energy with the crocodile, you're kind of just waiting for the right moment to come along when it comes to this connection. So I feel like, you know, yeah, you're still focused on yourself and clearing out your triggers and all that stuff. So I said that a million times already. Keep doing it. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot and clarify the energies, all of these energies. And then we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll clarify with another deck, and then we will keep going. Thank you so much, Spirit, for your guidance and help so far. Can we please further clarify the energies surrounding our Virgo viewer with a 3-card, ideally, tarot pull? Thank you, Spirit. Please further clarify the energies of our Virgo viewer. Thank you. This clean it up energy. Please let's further clarify. Thank you. Please further clarify the energies around our Virgo viewer. 9 of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to pull everything before I talk. Queen of Cups. Ooh, and the Knight of Wands. So, you know what? I'm going to pull the cards for everything, and then I'll talk about it because I'm going to get too ahead of myself here. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify the energies surrounding our Virgo viewer's person? This thinker energy. Can we please further clarify? Thank you so much. Page of Wands. It came out in reverse. I don't normally take these cards in reverse, but it came out in reverse, so I'm going to honor that. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get 2 more cards for our Virgo viewer's person to further clarify their energy? Woo! That's more cards than I wanted. So I'm going to look at them. We have the 4 of Wands, Temperance, the 6 of Wands, and the King of Cups. So there is this sense of stability and finding balance again. You know, being seen, wanting to be seen, feeling successful, and the sense of emotional maturity. But again, those all popped out. And it didn't, I don't know. We're going to get some ones that actually come out when I ask the question. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this thinker energy here? Just 2 more tarot cards, please. 9 of Wands. 1 more, please, Spirit. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get another 3-card pull to clarify this to be fair energy, this justice, this balance energy between our Virgo viewer and their person? Thank you, Spirit. What is this energy between our Virgo viewer and their person? Thank you so much. 10 of Cups. Well, that's not a bad thing, is it? Queen of Swords. Thank you. 1 more card, please. Woo! King of Pentacles. That popped out in reverse, too. Well, I said I would honor the Page of Wands, so I'm going to have to honor the King of Wands, too. All right, let's look at your side. So for you, we got the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands makes a lot of sense with that animal archetype. This is someone who's like passionate and, you know, a go-getter, maybe a little impulsive at times, but like the Knight of Wands wants to have fun, and, you know, he's just young enough to still be kind of reckless about it. He's not the king. He's a little older and more mature than the Page, but like not by much, right? So I feel like this is very much, and we'll know more once we clarify it too, but right away I see this as you just kind of focusing on, you know, moving toward what excites you, um, and what gives you, that rush, and that sort of helps you forget about the world around you, especially if you've been working a lot on, healing and identifying your triggers and your shadows and all that stuff. Sometimes just getting out and having a good time, like the night, is all you really need to do, just to kind of keep the energy moving. You know what I mean? With the Nine of Swords here, I feel like there's certainly been something that's been causing you anxiety, stress, maybe making it difficult for you to sleep at night. When it comes to this connection, or what this connection has drummed up for you, why you need to clean house or clean it up, as we talked about. But with the Queen of Cups here, I feel like you're definitely in this energy of healing and, reconnecting with your emotions in a positive way, and in a grounded way, because that's the Queen of Cups too. She's the most intuitive and, emotional queen in the deck. But if you look at her art here, she's surrounded by water, but her feet are still on the ground. So for me, it very much kind of is echoing of this crocodile energy that we pulled for you too, which was also water energy. So I feel like, yeah, you're collecting your emotional strength again, and you're letting things kind of just unfold for you naturally at this point, like insofar as your healing is concerned. But that's beautiful energy. We'll go ahead and look at your person now. So the first card that came out for your person was the Page of Wands in reverse. And the Page of Wands is all about, passion and that spark of creativity, and like, he's, did I say curious? If I haven't, he's curious as well about the world around him. Pages are students of their suit, of their element, and wands are all about passion and excitement, and all that stuff. Attraction as well. So this coming out in reverse makes me think your person's kind of been blocked off from this energy, or it hasn't been really flowing through them easily. I feel like, again, with this thinker energy, they're resisting this pull that they have toward the connection that you guys share, because wands, like I said, are very representative of passion, and attraction, as well as creativity, and that spark that drives you. So it seems like your person is kind of like not letting themselves be excited or be curious. It's like, again, they're kind of trying to shut all of that stuff out and focus on what's around them in order to distract themselves. But I feel like, they're having a hard time. The Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior card. So someone who's come a long way, but it's kind of like running on fumes almost. Like they're kind of exhausted, and they're kind of just like looking over their shoulder, waiting for the next battle to take place. So it seems like, this person also has, the wands in the background. They have their guard up. So I feel like this is certainly, your person's energy too. They're looking over their shoulder, sort of, and kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, I should say. But the good news is that nines are almost tens, right? We're almost at the end of the journey of the suit here with the Nine of Wands. And it's funny because, this card has like a blockage, an end, right? And then your person's archetype is the dead end. So it's like, they're running into a wall. They're literally running into a wall here. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to stay in this kind of energy that they're in for too much longer. And I think they're going to come towards you, because we have the Knight of Pentacles here. And the knights in general are messengers, right? When knights show up in a reading, Generally, that means some sort of incoming message or offer or something. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. So he likes to take his time. He likes to make sure all of his ducks are in a row. He's very methodical. And he's the only knight that's not actually moving in the tarot. He's standing completely still on his horse here. They're not moving. But at the same time, he wants to build something stable. He has that pentacle in his hand. If you look in the background, they have this fertile land ready to be, cultivated and, plant seeds in. So I think your person, is eventually going to start making their way towards you. I think right now they're just kind of they're at that dead end, and they know that they can't really keep going, but I think they're still trying to. Confirmation burp, excuse me. But yeah, again with the Knight, I think they are going to start making their way towards you. It just might take a minute. Confirmation burp again. All right, let's go ahead and get into the energy between you guys. So this to be fair, this balance, this justice energy, we have the Ten of Cups, which is, ultimate joy and fulfillment and love and harmony and relationships and all of that stuff. So right away, that's already beautiful energy. The next card we pulled for you was the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is all about, when I see the Queen of Swords, I think having strong boundaries, right? Because the Queen of Swords has been through a lot. Some people think that she is the same woman on the Eight of Swords, that one who is like tied up and like blindfolded and all that stuff. And her journey to becoming queen was, laced with hardship and struggle. But the Queen of Swords learned from those things, and she used those experiences to fuel her to grow and change and evolve. And now that she's in a position of power, how she approaches things is she's discerning, and she's aware of people and their BS, or when people are BSing her, right? So she has strong boundaries, and she's very clear-minded. And she's holding a sword, like justice. And swords represent truth, right? And accountability. So I do see, happiness and, healthy boundaries and, like everything that's happened so far in this relationship, in this connection, has fueled both of you to become better, able to discern things. Does that make sense? When it comes to how you guys interact, what you guys want from each other, perhaps, what you want for yourselves outside of the connection you share with each other. But to try to rein it in a little bit, I think the Queen of Swords here in this to be fair energy is just kind of like reinforcing the to be fair thing. I think with the Ten of Cups here, there is a sense of coming back together at some point, or at least your connection coming back into balance in some way. And I think with the Queen of Swords here, that's showing that in the way that's going to be is with being wise and being discerning about your boundaries, both of your boundaries, because this is the energy between you, right? And then the third card here is the King of Pentacles, and it came out in reverse. So upright, this card, the King of Pentacles, is the richest king in the tarot deck, right? He's a provider, he's stable, he's content with life, he doesn't have to try and work hard for anything like that. In reverse, this is kind of controlling energy, or like, being demanding, or like stingy. If the king upright is, you know, very generous and kind and like giving, then in the reverse he's kind of greedy, right, and stingy and like wanting to keep everything, all his resources for himself and not really care about anyone else around him. So it's interesting that this comes out like it did in between you guys, because it seems like there's a sense of, you know, physical instability. Perhaps, you know, there's, you know, maybe work is an issue, or like finances are an issue between you two, or maybe you guys just aren't on the same page about what you want, like physically, materially together. Maybe you want, you know, to get married and they want an open relationship. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Please don't take that as anything. But yeah, it seems like even though things are coming back into balance between you with this to be fair, and there's potential here for ultimate happiness, I think, you know, something's got to become stable again. And maybe part of that is going to be like learning to be discerning and have your boundaries clear. If there's a reconnection here, and knowing, you know, for both of you, again, because this is the energy between you, like what will you accept and what won't you accept, and being clear and honest and upfront about the things that maybe won't work for you, in the relationship. But I think if you can do that, if you can reconcile these differences, or make these energies work together better, I should say, then there is the potential for this Ten of Cups between you. So very interesting. I hope that made sense. We're going to go ahead and clarify all these cards, and then hopefully that will give us some better insights as well. So thank you, Spirit. Oh, don't do me like that. All right. Thank you, Spirit, again. Let's go ahead and clarify all of these cards. We're going to shuffle, and then I'll just do it, and then we'll see what we can piece together after that. Okay. One. I'm going to do 3. 2. So the Queen of Swords again. And Strength. So definitely something about holding strong boundaries. One more. 3. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and clarify this 9 of Swords. On our Virgo viewer side, go ahead and clarify this 9 of Swords, please. Page of Cups. One more, please. And the 4 of Cups. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please go ahead and clarify the Queen of Cups? Ooh. 10 of Wands. And that came out on the side, so crossing. But I will look at it upright. Because either way, I think they kind of mean the same thing. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this Queen of Cups and the 10 of Wands here on our Virgo viewer side? The High Priestess. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this Knight of Wands on our Virgo viewer side? You got the 9 of Wands too. So certainly some sort of mirroring's happening. Because they got the 9 of Wands and you got the 9 of Wands too. Thank you, Spirit. One more card, please. Woo! The 9 of Cups too. So a lot of nines on your side as well. You got the Nine of Swords, the Nine of uh, Wands, and the Nine of Cups. So 999 might be significant, that angel number. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards for everything, and then we'll just talk through everything. So thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and clarify the energies on our Virgo viewers person's side, starting with this Page of Wands. Please further clarify. Oh, thank you. The Star. Thank you, Spirit. One more card for our Virgo viewers person. That was a Three of Swords that flipped out. Thank you, Spirit. One more card. Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So you have the Page of Wands in reverse for your person, and then it was clarified by the Page of Pentacles upright. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we go ahead and clarify this Nine of Wands on our Virgo viewers person side? Ooh. Ah! I feel like that doesn't count. I'll look at it. It was the Five of Swords. Or Five of Wands. So struggle. Three of Cups. Interesting. One more card, please. The Devil. Fascinating. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we get two more for our Virgo viewers person side? Please further clarify this Knight of Pentacles energy. The Knight of Pentacles again. So we have the Knight clarifying the Knight. So certainly your person is working on something, coming towards you. It just might be slow. One more card, please, Spirit, for our Virgo. Okay. Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords in reverse. So coming out of self-limiting beliefs. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We will get there. We will get there. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and further clarify the energy between our Virgo viewer and their person, this to be fair energy, starting with the Ten of Cups. Can we please further clarify the Ten of Cups? The World. Wow. All right, one more. Oops. And the Seven of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this Queen of Swords energy? The Ten of Cups again between you guys. That's wild. Okay, so definitely a lot of potential here for happiness. And Justice clarifying the Queen and the Ten of Cups. Clarifying again, to be fair, clarifying the Queen of Truth too. Okay, so I think I am onto something. Even if I feel like sometimes I am talking in circles. All right, thank you, Spirit. Can we please further clarify this King of Pentacles in reverse? What exactly do we mean by this King of Pentacles in reverse? The Sun. No. One more, Spirit. And the Six of Wands. Remember that came out earlier too when that big stack of stuff came out. All right, let's get into it. So clarifying your side, starting with your energies. You had clarifying your Nine of Swords. We had the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups. Yes. So I feel like, the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords gives me the impression that you've kind of been maybe dwelling on all the negative things that have been going on in this connection. Or perhaps you've been kind of really focused on all the triggers and the shadow work and stuff that it's kind of triggered within you with this clean it up energy too. And I feel like you've been focusing on it so much that maybe you've kind of been missing out on other maybe emotional opportunities or just kind of gifts or surprises that the universe is trying to bring your way. And I only say that because if you look at this cup this card, this person is focusing on these cups here, right? and their face is not, they're not very happy. They're kind of very much kind of like apathetic and like just kind of like whatever. So they're like so focused on maybe the things that aren't going right for them that they're letting good times pass them by. I feel like this is the energy you have been in, because clarifying those two cards, we got the Page of Cups, which is all about kind of like, you know, creative opportunities. You know, it's like a step, because the pages are the stewards or the keepers of the aces, right? So like they're like a step in the right direction toward manifesting that that ace, right? But they're not active energy as much as like knights, queens, and kings are. They're more observers. They're more students. So they're still kind of getting their book learning in, I should say. So I feel like, you know, and cups are all about emotional stuff. So I feel like you're kind of taking control of these emotions, right? You're holding them in your hand, you're examining them. And I think if you look, the fish is popping out. It's like a surprise for the page. So I feel like, you know, perhaps you've kind of surprised yourself with how much you've been able to really assess and examine all of these negative thoughts and things that you're in the process of cleaning up. You've like, it's brought you to a new level of emotional understanding, right? Of who you are, of, you know, what you want, what you stand for, all of that sort of stuff. So I feel like, yeah, you have been going inwards and reflecting and clearing house. You're in your crocodile energy, kind of like, you know, resting and rejuvenating, recuperating. And you kind of have like, it's giving you like a new, like emotional kind of lease on life, I want to say, or something. You're excited to like continue to dig all this stuff up. It, yeah, like I said, it's giving you a new emotional kind of understanding of like, yeah, who you are. I said that already. I'm not going to say it again. So yeah, that's what I get. I think, you know, all of the negative things that have been bubbling up in you as a result of this connection, you know, you've been doing the work, you've been, you know, withdrawing and you know, letting stuff go as best way as you can. You've been cleaning it up. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. So with the Queen of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands and the High Priestess. So right away, I get that, you know, I think this healing journey has been burdensome for you. I mean, healing's never easy, right? And it's hardly ever linear also. But with the High Priestess here, you know, this is like spiritual like rejuvenation for you in a way too. Again, the Queen is all about like healing as well. She's a very healing, nurturing kind of energy. And the High Priestess is divine feminine energy, insofar as like connecting to your intuition and to the divine and like trusting that things are gonna work out for you. Confirmation burp again. Oh my God, sorry. But I think, you know, the healing perhaps have been burdensome for you, but like you are kind of leaning into this divine feminine energy. And like, you know, I mean, both of these cards are very watery coded, because yeah, the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, and you know, the moon and the cups and water, you know, they're all interrelated in that way. So I feel like you're very much healing your inner feminine, right? Your divine feminine, I should say. And you're kind of releasing like how things, like you're releasing your expectations of and it's funny because this person is holding on to all these wands, but they're almost at the end of their journey with the 10. So like they're almost at a place of dropping their burdens, like completely, finally, right? So I get the sense that that's where you are too, insofar as healing your, your feminine energy. And again, this is not a gendered reading. This is not a gendered reading. So I'm saying feminine energy, I'm saying masculine energy, but you know, I'm not trying to gender anybody. You can be a male-bodied person or identify as a man and still be a divine feminine, and vice versa for divine masculines. It's just energy. It's not sex or gender or anything like that. But all of that to say, I mean, like I think again, all of this stuff, this healing, this letting go, cleaning up your house, which is you, has been burdensome for you. But I think you've stayed the course. I think you have, kind of given up your, not given up your trust. You've given up, control of the situation to the universe. You're allowing things to unfold in divine timing. And in the meantime, as divine timing is at work, you've been focusing on healing your divine feminine energy. You've been healing emotionally as well. And it's been burdensome, sure, but I feel like you're about at the end. You're about ready to release those burdens, right? And moving on to your last little row here, your Knight of Wands, which I think is reflective of your animal energy here, your urge to go forward and reconnect with life and, have fun in that way again. You had the Nine of Wands, so perhaps this has been a struggle for you to kind of get to this point as well. I know, like, when I was healing from my big kind of blows throughout my counterpart journey, I was very much in hermit mode. Like, I did not want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to like process and grieve, and I didn't feel like anyone would really understand what I was trying to say or what I was going through anyway, because these soul connections are so otherworldly. There's no other way to really put it. Everyone else is just like, oh, that person's toxic, like let them go. And I feel like perhaps you've thought this as well too with the Nine of Wands. Like, this is wounded warrior energy again. It's like, should I keep going? Should I keep fighting for this, or what? Or what? So I think perhaps it's been a struggle at some points for you to kind of embrace this kind of going out and trying to enjoy life again, trying to embody this animal energy. But what I also see with the Nine of Cups is that doing this and getting past, persevering, which is what the Nine of Wands is also about, and just continuing to like go forth and prosper and stuff, is gonna lead you to your self-fulfillment and your wish fulfillment and your happiness, your ultimate kind of self-fulfilled happiness, because that's what the Nine of Cups is all about. So yeah, I get that it might be difficult for you again to want to go out and have fun. I feel like, with the crocodile, you have been resting and like collecting your energy and reflecting and recuperating and all that stuff, waiting for the right time. And maybe you're kind of struggling with when the right time is with this Nine and the Knight to kind of go out and be merry and have fun. But I'm going to say just do it. I think doing it, and I'm not saying like you have to go out and party every weekend or something to help you forget your person, because that's just kind of bypassing. That's not really taking stock of what's been causing you pain and cleaning up, your stuff, and releasing all of your negative energy stuff that you've built up for yourself, right? But like, enjoy time with the people, with your close friends. Like, have somebody over. I don't know if you're a people person or not. I get with the crocodile, you're kind of, secluding yourself from other people right now. But like, just have one friend over and like have a night where you guys watch a movie, or play video games, or just go out to a bar for a drink or something. Like, just find your tribe, connect with your tribe, the people you know who love and appreciate and support you for you. And I think, baby steps. If you're just trying to kind of get out there again and enjoy things again after this kind of period of reflection and releasing and purging and crying and triggering and all that stuff, take it slow. You don't have to jump in with both feet. But I think the more you can, untangle yourself from the energies that you've been in, the easier things will come back towards you in regards to this person, in regards to your own happiness and your own growth and all that stuff. Yeah, take it slow, but it will help bring you happiness, is what I'm seeing in the cards. Even if you have some resistance to it at first, I think it'd be good for you, Virgo. So get out the house a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and get into your person's energy. So clarifying their Page of Wands in reverse, they had the Star and the Page of Pentacles upright, right? So it's interesting because, on the one hand, we have them kind of like blocking out what they're passionate, what they're excited, what they're attracted to, right? But at the same time, wanting to focus on like their material world. In the same way that you have the Page of Wands, Cups, and the Page of Pentacles here. So there's a lot of this kind of younger energy. I don't want to say immature, but pages can be immature. I think your person is being immature, at least insofar as how they relate to how they're feeling about being, drawn and attracted to you. But at the same time, there is like a focus again on their material world. This thinker energy, in a way, the logical stuff, what they can deal with logically, think through stuff. So I'm surprised, honestly, the Page of Swords didn't come out here, but it seems like, your person wants to focus on building up their material world, making sure that they're good, planting seeds to grow. Planting seeds to grow, but it's material stuff. It's not necessarily, a relationship. Does that make sense? I think it does. I hope it does. So it's like there's kind of like this mismatch between like how they're approaching their desires and how they're approaching what they can physically do in their own world. But I do see this kind of energy healing with the Star. The Star was kind of between them. So I think, your person is trying to heal and bring these energies into balance in some sort of way. But I think but while they're healing it, I think, they are still kind of trapped in this thinker energy, still focused on what is in front of them with the Page of Pentacles here. But I think they are, again, they're hitting this dead end. Or they're about to be, if they haven't, if they're not already. Moving on to your person's next set of energy, they have the Nine of Wands, like you had, clarifying your side, with the Three of Cups and the Devil. So I feel like it's funny because with this dead end, what this gives me is like perhaps they've been trying to distract themselves with good times and company and like partying, or like toxic things, toxic connections, toxic situations where they're partying, or getting involved with perhaps a third party situation, that sort of thing. But with the Wounded Warrior card here first, it seems like they're getting tired of it. I was holding this dead end card up because it seems like they're hitting that dead end. They're like just about over it with the Nine of Wands here. So I think maybe they've been trying to distract themselves again. I mean, with the world around them, they've been trying to logic their way out of this connection. And perhaps part of that has been, you know, getting involved in kind of more toxic scenarios, situations, people, etc. But with the Nine of Wands here, they're like about at the end of the rope here. Like they're hitting their head against the wall. They're at a dead end. And yeah, to further drive that point home, well, not to drive that point home. I think I'm going to change points. No, I wasn't. They're hitting a dead end with this scenario, with the partying and stuff. And they are, you know, doubly trying to come towards you and plant something meaningful with the Knight, clarifying the Knight. Pretty wild. I've had similar situations happen in readings before, but like, take this as double confirmation. Like your person is trying to come towards you and like they want to plant something stable with you. But I just saw 11111 as I'm recording on my phone too. And they're overcoming this kind of feeling stuck in place energy with the Eight of Swords in reverse. So I think slowly but surely they're overcoming this dead end energy, this kind of trying to think their way out of the relationship, the connection, what have you. Any self-limiting beliefs that they've also had about themselves, they're slowly but surely growing out of and releasing and purging. And so similarly to you, they are elevating in their own way. And yeah, slow. It might take some time, Virgo, but I do see that they want to come towards you and offer you something substantial with the Knight of Pentacles. But they just have to do the hard work of getting over their self-limiting beliefs, which is kind of the hardest part of this journey for all of us, right? Confirmation burp again. I don't even know, what did I eat today? Why am I so burpy? Sorry, excuse me. But hopefully that means I'm very on it with some people out there. Okay, so clarifying this to be fair energy between you guys, we have the Ten of Cups, the World, and the Seven of Cups. So, I mean, with the Ten of Cups and the World, this is like ultimate kind of fulfillment and like feeling complete and like, you know, a cycle's ended with the 10 and the World too. Like, so like just like completion and fulfillment and love and support and, you know, everything kind of you could dream of in a relationship. It seems like, you know, that energy is between you here. But with the Seven of Cups, it's like it almost feels like it's not quite real, or like, you know, like, I don't want to say illusions. I mean, the Seven of Cups is about, you know, feeling overwhelmed. It's about having too many choices. It's about, yeah, it says here, wishful thinking, illusion, searching for purpose, or daydreaming. So I feel like, you know, perhaps when it comes to this kind of completion, happiness energy between you, like it almost feels like it can't be real. And perhaps that's another thing that's holding the connection back on both of your sides, is that perhaps you don't feel like a connection is strong and happy and powerful and like full with the world too. Maybe you feel like maybe you both feel like this can't possibly be real. But, and perhaps, you know, I see the Seven of Cups, and a lot of readers that I watch pull the Seven of Cups, and they think that, you know, when this comes up, that maybe someone was made to feel like an option. So maybe that was that happened between you guys too. Maybe you both felt like you were just an option to the other person. But again, with the with the Ten of Cups in the world, what I really get, the message that's coming in most clearly is that it seems like, you know, this happiness, this completion, it is like a dream to you guys. Like it feels like you feel like you both like can't have it, or like you don't believe in it fully. Um, but I think, you know, ultimately this 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 feeling of happiness and stuff is real, because it came, the Ten of Cups came out again, clarifying the Queen of Cups and the Justice card, which honestly again really echoes this to be fair kind of energy. So what I really get, um, I know maybe it seems like it can't be real to you guys, but what these cards are saying is that it definitely can be. The Ten of Cups can be real for you both, but it's going to take, you know, accountability. It's going to take fairness. It's going to take things coming back into balance, and it's going to take being, you know, discerning and wielding your truth responsibly, and like not, I mean, this is both of you because this is the energy between you, but like the only way this happiness can be true, can be real, is if their balance and fairness come back into play, and everyone knows who they are when they come back, what they bring to the table, what they won't compromise on, what they might, what they're willing to compromise on too. Like it's all going, like this happiness is all going to hinge on how truthful you guys can be with each other, and how much you can hold your own boundaries and not let the other person overtake you, I mean both of you, and like what your own individual paths are, because we have to be complete and full in ourselves before we can ever really be fully happy in a real relationship, right? But I think if you guys are both able to do that, this happiness can be real. It doesn't have to be wishful thinking. And yeah, that's what I got for that. Moving on to this last row, which is interesting because we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, right? But then we have the Sun, so ultimate happiness and, you know, clarity and warmth and, you know, all of that stuff. And then the Six of Wands, which is all about success and, you know, being seen and being celebrated for your accomplishments. So it's interesting that we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, which would suggest like instability between you guys, or kind of like this need for control, right? I'm going to pull, I think, one more card to try to further clarify the King of Pentacles. Can we get one more card, please, Spirit, with the Six of Wands and the Sun to make this message clearer, please? So one more card for this King of Pentacles and the Six of Wands and the Sun, please. One more card to clear this message up. The Hangman in reverse. So the Hangman upright is about pause, surrender, letting go, getting a new perspective, and viewing things differently from before. But this, your Hangman, clarifying this, came out in reverse too. So this is saying like delays, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear of sacrifice, lack of control. King of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe that's what that's trying to say. Like there's a lack of control here between you guys. Or fear of sacrifice. Okay, I'm just gonna talk and see what comes out. So the King of Pentacles in reverse, again, this is someone who is kind of greedy and unstable, right? I think before, when we were talking about how this king was related to this Queen of Swords, it's like materially in the physical world, there seems to be some sort of instability, a sense of, you know, needing to be in control, not leading magnanimously and wisely, but being a little too kind of caught up in the details. I feel like that is also a King of Pentacles in reverse. Because the King is upright, all the Pentacles people are great planners and all of that. But with the Hanged Man in reverse, oops. You know what it says here? It says there's a fear of sacrifice too. And that's kind of like a fear of, or like not letting people. So upright, I said earlier, right? The King of Pentacles is generous and wants to take care of people, right? So in the reverse, I feel like this is saying like there's a fear of maybe being relied on, or perhaps there's a fear of between you two of you guys relying on each other and letting each other down in some way, shape, or form. This is a little tricky. I'm sorry, friends. I think so there seems to be some sort of delay or standstill, and I think a lot of it has to do with this King of Pentacles in reversed energy. Like there's a sense of instability, and I think it's causing you both to kind of pause and take a step back, and being afraid to make a sacrifice or change your perspective because of the instability that you both feel in general. And maybe that could be because of what you're both going through individually, or it's because of what's happening just in the connection between you in general. You both feel like it's unstable, and you don't want to sacrifice yourself for something that maybe isn't sustainable for you both in the long run, which I can understand, and I see that. But then we have the Six of Wands here. So this is about success and recognition, and it could be ego. I think with the King of Pentacles here, maybe in reverse with the Six of Wands, maybe ego could be at play too when it comes to this connection, when it comes to the energy between you. And I'm not coming for you. I'm just reading what's in the cards. Yeah. Egotism, lack of confidence, lack of recognition. So I feel like perhaps, some ego could be at play here with these two cards as well. But I think if you guys are able to, change these energies around, like, learn to, learn to be stable, learn to be kind and generous with what you have, and, be proud of what you bring to the table, and are willing to change your perspective and not be stuck in these ways of thinking, or getting too bogged down in either, for you, it's your personal stuff that you're clearing up, your triggers and your shadow work. For them, it's like trying to logic their way out of stuff. I think if you guys can change your perspectives and, really give each other a chance to be this upright king, to be stable, and prove that you both can be. I'm not saying, you guys should give each other a chance, and like, if you know that the other person isn't in a place where they can do that for you. But I think, bringing these energies back into balance for you, and letting ego go, and being proud of what you've both accomplished in your own individual journeys. I feel like that is what's going to ultimately bring clarity to everything. It's ultimately going to bring, happiness and warmth to the situation at the end of the day. So yeah, don't get too stuck like I did. I got really stuck on this instability and this not being able to change perspectives. Don't make the same mistake I did. I think that maybe that's the message here. Don't get so caught up, both of you, in the instability that's maybe happened in the past. Don't cling so hardly to that you refuse to change your perspective and see things in a different way. Because once you're able to do that, once you're able to release the ego, once you're able to release the ego, you can both celebrate yourselves and each other for the work that you've done to grow and change into the people that you'll become. Does that make sense? And that's going to bring happiness and clarity and warmth and brightness and all the happy things that the sun brings. If you're able to bring balance and justice and hold on to your boundaries, and ultimate happiness is in the cards. You know, this completion, this fulfilling, you know, this happiness that you guys have felt with each other doesn't have to be fake. It doesn't have to feel like an illusion. It can be real, but it's going to take, you know, balance. It's going to take knowing yourselves enough to know what your boundaries are. And it's going to take letting go of whatever's happened in the past that maybe made you guys feel unstable, letting go of, you know, any ego stuff that's been at play. And yeah, that's gonna bring clarity and happiness to this situation, to the energy between you. That's what I got. I hope that made sense. I feel like we got there. We always do eventually. Excuse me. Another burp. I don't know what I ate or drank or whatever. But anyways, all right, we did it. We made it. Cool. Thank you so much for being here, my Virgo viewer and any cross watchers. I am grateful for you. If anything resonated in this reading for you, I would love it if you would like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that beautiful, wonderful stuff. I don't think I said that earlier, but please do it now if you didn't do it before. And to close out, we're just going to get a few more channeled messages from Spirit from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. We'll pull one more card, Wisdom of the Oracle card, for your advice, and then we will leave it there. So thank you so much, Spirit, for your guidance and support during this reading. Can we please get some final closing channel messages for our Virgo viewer, starting with what's on their side, their energy? What is one final closing message that we have for our Virgo viewer? Thank you, Spirit. One final closing message for our Virgo viewer. The sacred flow of yes. So I think that is telling you to just keep doing what you're doing. Keep saying yes to, you know, unlearning your to learning your triggers, to releasing your triggers. Say yes to going out again and having fun and connecting with people again. And, you know, obstacles will flow out of your way eventually. The universe will make things, you know, happen in such a way that you will be able to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. Of course, I'm going to read it from the book too, but let's go ahead and pull a card for your person. Thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one more channeled card for our Virgo viewers' person's energies? What is one final channeled message we have for them? For our Virgo viewers' person's energy. Fall in love with your own story is what it says on that side for your person. I think maybe they're in the process of doing that, but I think they have to, like, stop banging their head against the wall with this dead end here. Stop trying to think their way out of stuff and just let the good times roll. You know what I mean? I think they'll get there. I do see that energy between you, that possibility of happiness between you. But yeah. All right, thank you, Spirit. One more final channel message for the energy between our Virgo viewer and their person. Gratitude, again. So I think, you know, that sort of energy is just about being grateful and thankful for the work that you've both done, maybe for the things that you've taught each other, because gratitude begets more gratitude. Like, positivity begets more positivity, and the universe is going to be able to respond in kind to those vibrations. We're going to read all your cards from the book, and then we'll pull your advice and we'll leave it there. All right, thank you, Spirit, for that guidance. I don't need to shuffle the book to read it, but all right. The sacred flow of yes. So movement, ease, things falling into place effortlessly, positive validation and support. The universe is looking after you. And I don't usually feel the need to read the self-care message, but I am right now, so I will. So it says, trying to force something that isn't working, not noticing all signs point the other way. These are all self-care messages. So like if this card were to pop up in reverse. So, you know, perhaps you've been trying to force something that isn't working or not noticing that all the signs point the other way. Seeing no as a problem instead of as an opportunity, and a need to up-level a skill in order to get what you want. So, the sacred flow of yes. Have you ever noticed how happy, optimistic people have all the luck, and how the haves keep winning at bingo while the have-nots just keep encountering barrier after unfortunate barrier on their path? Like a stream of helpful energy, the sacred flow of yes is being where you're meant to be. When you are on the right wave, you are on it. You are so completely enveloped in your right vibe that it practically whooshes everything you need right into your lap. It brings a whole lot of easy flow. Yes to a new contract. Yes to a better price. Yes to a dinner date. It's time to act like water and flow around any problems you may be experiencing, so you can get out there and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? You may be forcing your way upstream right now, cleaning up your energies, you know, releasing your triggers, all that stuff, and stubbornly pushing into a dam that's meant to guide you toward a more prosperous path. Since I know you're not a salmon, it's funny because your person had the dead end too, there's no need to be swimming into headwaters right now. Instead, flow around the gates of not yet by finding the path of least resistance. Like I said, if you're trying to get out again but having trouble, don't jump in with both feet. Don't, you know, go to a rave, hang out with a friend at your place, drink some wine or whatever. So instead, flow around the gates of not yet by finding the path of least resistance. The sacred flow of yes is like a river. So remember that rocks are only put in your way as markers meant to nudge you toward your simplest solution, not as challenges meant to be dominated or controlled. So yeah, that's your final piece of message from Spirit. Piece of wisdom. I said piece of message. That's funny. Okay, your person had, again, fall in love with your own story, with their own story. So the essential meanings here are sharing your story, accepting responsibility as the author of your own epic tale. I think that's where they're getting to. Revisiting the inspiration behind your brand story. This is for like entrepreneurs. It's intended that way, but I feel like the messages kind of apply to a broad range of things, which is why I use them for these two. And since I read the self-care message for you, I'll read it for your person too. So the self-care message is a need to be wary of any negative stories you tell yourself about your circumstances and abilities, a desire to adopt or mimic someone else's story because you don't love your own, an incongruent brand message, blah, blah, blah. The need to trust in your own story and communicate it honestly. So our stories have power, your person again. They shape our understanding of who we are and what we can do. And when we get them right and totally love our own story, magic happens. The story that has the most hold on your life is the one that you tell yourself every day. It runs on autopilot, and it convinces you of your lucky or unlucky circumstances, your amazing or mediocre abilities, your strengths and weaknesses, and it assures you that money is easy to make or that you need to suffer and work hard before it can arrive. It includes a lot of shoulds, and it's mega powerful because it informs your perception of reality while solidifying subconscious beliefs. I feel like, you know, your person is kind of trying to embrace this energy. They're trying to embrace this energy, but they're hitting the dead end. They're like at the growth edge of this. Like this is what they need to do, and I think they're almost there. But yeah, okay. As it's both a powerful gateway to the incredible and a powerful weaver of truthless shadows, it's time to be mindful of the story you are telling yourself. If it needs a rewrite, edit its message to share the most beautiful parts of who you are. If you uncover something negative that's been playing on repeat, you've hit a massive opportunity to stop the loop. You have an incredible story. Dig around in your soul a little bit, and it will be staring back at you with a little something something that no other person on this planet can replicate. So yeah, I think your person is trying to learn to fall in love with their own story. As soon as they stop trying to bang their head against this dead end and logic their way out of what's been going on, it's going to come together. Just keep trusting, Virgo. Things always come together in divine timing, in the way they're meant to. I know it's not always easy to hear that and trust it, but gosh, I've gone through like 5 separations with my person in the span of a year. And there have been a couple times that I didn't think they were going to come back. Um, and you know what? They have every time. And you know what I've been doing? Same thing you've done or are doing. Looking at my shadows, purging, my subconscious beliefs that I've held around love and relationships and what I'm worthy of, getting back into therapy, trying to have fun again. Like, I've done all of these things. I'm in the process of doing all these things. So I get exactly where you are at. And I think you're doing exactly what you need to. So when it comes to the energy between you guys, we have gratitude again. So the essential meanings are gratitude for life, a new level of manifestation skills, witnessing small miracles, abundance and prosperity, and mindset ascension. Self-care message, because I read it for both of you. So it's like if this card came out in reverse, but it didn't. But it says not doing the work, shaky beliefs, complaining, seeing oneself as a victim of circumstance. But anyway, so gratitude again. We live in a post-The Secret world, and during the last decade, we've learned a lot about gratitude, positive thinking, and what's possible with the right mindset. There are still many people who believe magical thinking is a load of poppycock. And, excuse me, that's a confirmation burp. I know that's true. And even more who are fence sitters who dabble now and then just in case it brings them $1 million check in the mail. So it's time to get real about gratitude. Again, every time we repeat something, we get better at it, right? Did you tie your shoelace the first time you tried to? Okay, maybe you did, but lots of us had to practice that shizzle. I didn't write this. Gratitude is your secret mindset shifter. So between you guys, gratitude is what's going to help shift this connection into balance. It's your secret mindset shifter, and engaging in a thankful perspective long term will shift how wonderfully rich your life is. Like sacred geometry spiraling from the center of a plant, not planet. Gratitude grows in strength exponentially each and every time it spirals. Learning to live in a state of being grateful is part of your sacred story. Let go of any lackluster attempts you've experienced and call abundance into your life. This is a part of your medicine. So I think in order to help bring this back into balance, I think I just said this, but I'm going to say it again. I guess it bears repeating, that I think you guys, in order to be able to get to a place where you can bring balance back into it, you have to both learn to be grateful for what you've both been teaching each other, and grateful for those lessons, grateful for the growth. Because if this is a soul connection, if this is a twin flame connection, whatever, the growth is the point of the journey. The relationship, unfortunately, is not the point. It's the relationship is just the icing on the cake. The real deal with these sorts of connections is the inner work. And I think, this is your reminder that you need to be grateful for the work, because it is getting you both to a place where you can, one, stand on your own as complete, full, awakened, divine individuals. But that, in and of itself, is what's going to give you guys the opportunity to come back together again one day and, share in this happiness. That is real, as long as your boundaries and, things are firmly in place for both of you. So keep being grateful, both of you. Let that gratitude continue to heal you both, continue to elevate you both, and keep saying yes. Fall in love with your own story. And, these things are going to keep unfolding. This relationship, this connection is going to keep unfolding in positive ways. You just got to keep that mindset positive too. All right, thank you so much, Virgo. We're gonna top off your reading here with one final Wisdom of the Oracle card for your advice here. What is Spirit's advice for our Virgo viewer? What can they take away from this video, from this reading, that will help them on their journey, on their own journey and in their journey when it comes to this connection, this person that they're dealing with? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. One final piece of advice for our Virgo viewer. One final piece of advice for our Virgo viewer. Please, Spirit. Observer. This has come out not for advice yet, so this is the first time that that's happened. Observer is all about taking stock. It's not thinker energy. It's a little more, it's a step above that. So your person's trying to logic stuff out, think stuff out, that sort of energy. Observer energy is taking stock of things, but not to kind of like think your way out of it. It's more so gaining a deeper insight. It's examining things, which I think you're in the midst of doing still. You're cleaning it up. You're in this crocodile energy. I want to say, again, embrace this animal energy. Embrace the urges I think you're having to go out and have a good time. I know, it seems counterintuitive maybe to how you're actually feeling in this moment, but I think, just reconnecting with people who give you light and give you life is going to help, bring you light and life. You know what I'm saying? But we'll read the Observer from the book. Again, this is taking stock of things. It's not thinking, it's not logicking like the thinker energy, it's taking stock. So let's read it from the book, number 49, and we'll leave it there. '49, Observer. Perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. So this is your advice from Spirit. So the Oracle's message is, most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. So be the neutral observer when your triggers pop up, when you're dealing with these sorts of things, so you can kind of tackle them and, dissect them and get to the root of them. So now's one of the times in your life when you need to do that. This is the perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. And I think you've been doing that anyway. So the relationship message here is sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Have your boundaries. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. What did I say earlier? It's like, oh, you both haven't been able to trust that this is real. But it is. And it can be. You guys both just have to keep doing the work. Anyway, so have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. Period. I mean, I don't know if I could really say anything else to kind of encapsulate that. You're doing the work, Virgo. I think the next step for you is kind of like integrating all of these things, but you've been doing the work. And I think, yeah, continue to be the neutral observer of these shadows and of these things that keep popping up for you. Keep saying yes to the journey. Keep saying yes to your impulses, and try to get out and enjoy yourself some. I know it might be a little kind of hard at first, but it's going to bring you contentment and fulfillment, and perhaps a different way that you weren't or haven't been like anticipating. You know what I mean? Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all. I'm sending you so much love and light. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.